Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bill. We're going to be in Dungeon World for this video today. We are continuing the making the moves videos for the Game Master part. So the first video, because this is part 2, the first video covered the how to GM, the agenda the GM has, the principles the GM should make his moves based on. This video is going to cover making moves and what moves you have, and then the next part will be dungeon moves and what moves you have. So, moves. Whenever everyone looks to you to see what happens, choose one of these. Each move is something that occurs in the fiction of the game. They aren't code words or special terms. Use up their resources literally means to expend the resources of the characters. For example, use a monster, danger, or location move. Reveal an unwelcome truth. Show signs of an appropriate threat. Deal damage. Use up their resources. Turn their move back on them. Separate them. Give an opportunity that fits a class's ability. Show a downside to their class, race, or equipment. Offer an opportunity with or without cost. Put someone in a spot. Tell them the requirements or consequences and ask. Never speak the name of the move. That's one of the principles. Make it a real thing that happens to them. As you dodge the hulking ogre's club, you slip and land hard. Your sword goes sliding away into the darkness. You think you saw where it went, but the ogre is lumbering your way. What do you do? So that's an example of using up their resources. No matter what move you make, always follow up with, what do you do? Your moves are a way of fulfilling your agenda, part of which is to fill the characters' lives with adventure. When a spell goes wild, or the floor drops out from under the adventurers, react or suffer the consequences of inaction. When to make a move. When everyone looks to you to find out what happens, when a player gives you a golden opportunity, and when they roll a 6. And I'm assuming that's a 6 or lower. Generally, when the players are just looking at you to find out what happens, you make a soft move, otherwise you make a hard move. A soft move is one without immediate, irrevocable consequences. That usually means it's something not all that bad, like revealing that there is more treasure if you can just find a way past the goal. Offer an opportunity with cost. It can also mean that it's something bad, but they have time to avoid it, like having a goblin archers loose their arrows, show signs of an approaching threat, with a chance for them to dodge out of the danger. A soft move ignored becomes a golden opportunity for a hard move. If the players do nothing about the hail of arrows flying towards them, it's a golden opportunity to use deal damage move. Hard moves, on the other hand, have immediate consequences. Dealing damage is almost always a hard move, since it means a loss of hit points that won't be recovered without some action from the players. When you have a chance to make a hard move, you can opt for a soft one instead if it better fits the situation. Sometimes things just work out for the best. Choosing a move. To choose a move, start by looking at the obvious consequences of the actions that triggered it. If you already have an idea, think on it for a second to make sure it fits your agenda and principles, and then do it. Let your moves snowball. Build on the success or failure of the character's moves and on your own previous moves. If your first instinct is that this won't hurt them now, but it'll come back to bite them later, great. That's part of your principles. Think off-screen too. Make a note of and reveal it when the time is right. Making your moves. When making a move, keep your principles in mind. In particular, never speak the name of your move and address the characters, not the players. Your moves are not mechanical actions happening around the table. They are concrete events happening to the characters in the fictional world you are describing. Note that deal damage is a move, but other moves may include damage as well. When an ogre flings you against a wall, you take damage as surely as if he had smashed you with his fists. After every move you make, always ask, what do you do? Use a monster, danger, or location move. Every monster in an adventure has moves associated with it, as do many locations. A monster or location move is just a description of what the location or monster does. Maybe hurl someone away, or bridge the plains. If a player move, like hack and slash, says that the monster gets to make an attack, make an aggressive move with that monster. The overarching dangers of the adventure also have moves associated with them. Use these moves to bring that danger into play, which may mean more monsters. Reveal an unwelcome truth. An unwelcome truth is a fact the players wish wasn't true. That the room's been trapped, maybe, or that the helpful goblin is actually a spy. Reveal to the players just how much trouble they're in. Show signs of an approaching threat. This is one of your most versatile moves. Threat means anything bad that's on the way. With this move, you just show them that something's going to happen unless they do something about it. Deal damage. When you deal damage, choose one source of damage that's fictionally threatening a character and apply it. In combat with a lizard man, it stabs you. Triggered a trap, rocks falling. The amount of damage is decided by the source. In some cases, this move might involve trading damage both ways, with the character also dealing damage. Most damage is based on a die roll. When a player takes damage, tell them what to roll. You never need to touch the dice. If the player is too cowardly to find out their own fate, they can ask another player to roll for them. That's always cool. Use up their resources. Surviving in a dungeon or anywhere dangerous often comes down to supplies. With this move, something happens to use up some resources. Weapons, armor, healing, ongoing spells. You don't always have to use it up permanently. A sword might just be flung into the other side of the room, not shattered. Turn their move back on them. Think about the benefit of a move might grant a character and turn them around in a negative way. Alternatively, grant the same advantage to someone who has it out for the characters. If Ivy has learned of Duke horsemen approaching from the east, maybe a scout has spotted her too. Separate them. There are few things worse than being in the middle of a raging battle with a bloodthirsty owlbears on all sides. One of those things is being in the middle of the battle with no one at your back. Separating the characters can mean anything from being pushed apart in the heat of battle to being teleported to the far end of the dungeon. Whatever way it occurs, it's bound to cause problems. Give an opportunity that fits a class's ability. The thief disables traps, sneaks, and picks locks. The cleric deals with the divine and the dead. Every class has things that they shine at. Present an opportunity that the players to what present an opportunity that plays to what one class shines at. I don't know why that sentence was so hard. Okay. It doesn't have to be a class that's in play right now, though. Sometimes a locked door stands between you and treasure, and there's no thief in sight. This is an invitation for invention, bargaining, and creativity. If all you've got is a bloody axe, doesn't every problem look like a skull? Show a downside to their class, race, or equipment. Just as every class shines, they all have their weaknesses too. Do orcs have a special thirst for elven blood? Is the cleric's magic disturbing dangerous forces? The torch that lights the way also draws attention from eyes in the dark. Offer an opportunity with or without cost. Show them something they want: riches, power, glory. If you want, you can associate some cost with it too, of course. Remember to lead with the fiction. You don't say, this area isn't dangerous, so you can make camp here. If you're willing to take the time, you make it a solid fictional thing and say, Helfirth's blessing still hangs around the shattered altar. It's a nice, safe spot, but the chanting from the ritual chamber is getting louder. What do you do? Put someone in a spot. A spot is someplace where the character needs to make a tough choice. Put them or something they care about in the path of destruction. The harder the choice, the tougher the spot. Tell them the requirements or consequences and ask. This move is particularly good when they want something that's not covered by a move, or they failed a move. They can do it, sure, but they'll have to pay the price. Or they can do it, but there will be consequences. Maybe they can swim through a shark-infested moat before being devoured, but they'll need a distraction. Of course, this is made clear to the characters, not just the players. The sharks are in a starved frenzy, for example. And that'll end the regular moves. So that's an example and details of all the regular moves and when it is appropriate to use them. If I remember, I'll add the moves to the description of the video. If I forget, I'll try to remember to add it to a post at the bottom of the video. So the next video in this series is going to be dungeon moves. And that should finish the DMing part of making moves. After that, I believe I'm going to go over world building and stuff on the Game Master side to allow that and continue the character creation side for the new players. Until we all game again, guys.